Hey guys, Scott from Aristocobb.com here.
And Seth from theshrinkingpastor.com.
And together, the three of us, we are Markwood Men's Breakfast Club. And good morning, boy.
Good morning.
Welcome back. And for those of you who are here for the first time, where you been? What's been keeping you? We were surprised this morning when we arrived at the shop because we have a bird here in the shop.
A really loud bird.
It for a second there, it sounded like, did your car alarm go off? And so we have no idea what surprises lie ahead for us. But
it's not raining, and it's not super duper hot. So.
And it's not super duper cold. It's the beginning of fall.
Yeah,
which is I'll take that too.
Yeah,
it's been kind of nice. So to start things off, we're smoking what's not on the label. This is something that we got from the Tobacco Man. I mean, the Diabetic Man, Tom Provost. And we're not exactly sure 100% what it is, but we believe it's a tobacco called Daybreak.
We're not even sure 100% that it came from Tom.
No, we're not. We think Tom handed it to us.
No, I know Tom handed it to us. They were a group of guys were smoking this. At the outside of the parking lot.
We mentioned in our wrap-up video in the car that we met some guys late that
outside
night.
of Nashville. And it was 2 a.m. Everyone was wrapping up. And Tom said, here, take this with you.
It's not what's on the label.
That's right. It's what's on this label, we think.
But for all I know, he gave us two of these with two different labels. For all I know, we got the lids mixed, and I've been enjoying the wrong tobacco. Anyway,
well, I haven't enjoyed it at all.
I think it's Daybreak, and it's good stuff. It's a nice, simple aromatic, kind of in the vein of Lane 1Q. And to smoke this, I am going to use, for the very first time, my Tomahawk pipe. I almost killed myself with that.
You almost killed me with
I'm
that.
very disappointed with this. I have to say, it's got a loose head on it. But it looks like maybe this part right here, the bowl, was attached after the fact, and so I think it's going to be okay. But I don't expect it to smoke well, because have you ever smoked out of a metal pipe? I have.
No.
And it's not pleasant.
No. Not.
So, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to load this up.
It'll be fun once, and then it'll just go up on the wall somewhere.
It'll be fun that I've done it.
It'll be fun to have on the wall.
Yeah.
So it is the beginning of fall. My wife and I and two of our good friends went to the Renaissance Festival this weekend. What? Why is that funny to you, Mr.
I remember going to that 15 years ago and thinking, first off, these people obviously don't have a life. Because so many of them were dressed up, I mean, really overboard.
I went dressed up.
And some of them, and there's extremes, right? There are people that go there wearing garb that must have been in a play or something. And you have other people that I think they're wearing Star Wars clothing. I'm not sure. Yeah. It's like, stuff from...
Definitely is a wide range. They take it very fantasy convention. But like people that enjoy any hobby, you have various levels of involvement in the hobby. And so, like people that have 800 pipes and 8,000 pipe tobaccos that they've never smoked, or people that have 40 of the same pipe that they've never smoked, or people that, you better get that situated right before it gets too hot.
I know.
It's something they enjoy doing, and so it was a lot of fun. We enjoyed. What in the world? What is going on down there?
I don't know, but this is an all-around bad idea. I can tell you that much. Well, you got it loaded, so what can I tell?
It's not loaded.
Oh,
to the point that I've got wood.
You got wood in there. You have to drill that out with something.
I see now.
This is not working.
I see now why I got this pipe. So anyway, it was fun. One of the cool things about it is a couple of the groups that I remember when we went 15 years ago were still there. One of them had
jugglers and comedians.
Yep, the London Broil. They were hysterical.
I love those guys.
I know. The guy that was the youngest guy then, I think he's now one of the older guys now, and the other two were newer. But they were great. They were hysterical. And so we hung out all day and ate turkey legs.
This scares me. I have this in my mouth, and if I were to drop this but hold it in my mouth, I would get a second vasectomy.
Don't drop it. That's simple fix.
All right, it would be a simple fix. You know what? That was fun. And that is now over. Let's see if I can transfer this out of here into a real pipe. Oh, goodness. It was worth trying. What I really wanted was a Tomahawk. Could care less if it was a pipe.
So it's just a prop piece.
I just thought it was a twofer. Well, maybe I'll make another handle for it or something, because I don't like that the head is loose on it. All right, keep talking, boy.
So last week, let me explain to you what happened.
Please explain that.
Gosh, a couple of weeks ago, my wife was laughing at me for something silly that I did or something silly that I said. And then she was laughing at me, laughing at us for our videos. And she just got this idea that it would be fun while we were out of town for her and Mom to mock us.
And I didn't hear anything about this.
Oh, no, I didn't know anything about it. I knew nothing. I knew that she was up to something, but she wouldn't tell me what. So I had no idea. I knew that there was something that she was going to do while I was out of town. So I'm sort of surprised she had, and the bird's in this part of the building now. So I knew that there was something that she was cooking up. I had no idea it involved Mom. And when she called, or she told me to call her when we were 20 minutes out from being home. When I did that, she said, okay, well, you need to bring your dad over and you guys need to come inside.
Now, I call my bride, and she says, okay, call me when you're a few minutes away, and I'll meet you over there at Boy's house. Now, I was dropping Boy off. Why would she need to meet me over at the house? So it was all a little mysterious. Now, of course, my brain is racing through this, and I'm thinking, maybe I have another grandchild. Maybe Ender's learned to do something really cool. Who knows? All these things, both good and bad, are running through my head.
I did think that, too. I thought, maybe my wife's been cooking something up in the oven. But then, I don't know how she would have been planning that for a few weeks ahead. And it just dawned on her all sneaky-like.
I should let Seth know about this. Mm-hmm. So we go into Boy's house, and they're both there, which, again, kind of surprised me that Jandy was already there. And they both have the stupid grins on their faces. They're like, well, go ahead and sit down. We want to show you something. And they had, I don't know how they had your computer hooked up to the TV. Yeah. I mean, that's something that Boy does. I didn't think anybody else in the family knew how to do it.
I know.
And they start playing our theme song and our opening title, but it says Special Edition.
Yep.
And then we saw what you saw last week. Obviously.
And if you didn't see it last week, you should go watch last week's episode.
And you got to force yourself to get past the initial appearance of the tampon, because things kind of calm down after that. But that's even a little bit of an inside joke, because should we tell them about your blog dreams, your wood wishes?
It doesn't exist as anything yet.
You own the URL, don't you?
I do. Gosh, thanks for putting me on the spot.
Go ahead and tell
when we went to Chicago to the pipe show there, it dawned on me that I don't have a pipe budget, and I don't really have a tobacco budget, and so going to a show where people are selling pipes and tobacco is not appealing to me, because I'm not buying anything, and I don't know enough to even be mystified by looking at stuff. And so, I go because I enjoy the company. And so I decided I've got to have something that I can be looking for and shopping for. And so I decided that my thing when going to the shows would be tampers, because that I can have a tamper budget. And so as I was purchasing those, I thought, it would be funny to have a big collection of them and then do a review site with pictures and talk about the features of the different tampers. I know it's stupid because it's just a tamper, and so as I was thinking about names for the site, it dawned on me.
And we're seeing signs and T-shirts and things like that at the show, right? There are some common themes that are going on right now in
pop culture,
right?
And one of them is the keep calm and carry on T-shirt poster that you've seen everywhere. Grim Green, for those of you that vape, has a keep calm and vape on poster, and so for us pipe smokers, I was thinking it becomes real simple. It writes itself. Keep calm and tampon. So I own, I think it's tamp-on.org.
.org. Oh, you're a .org.
Yeah.
Are you a nonprofit?
No, well,
indirectly, not intentionally.
So that gets us into something else a little sooner. So Markwood's Breakfast Club has a little bit of a merchandise store. I started just poking around with making the Keep Calm and Tampon poster. And so one of those posters exists. You can purchase it.
Needs to be back here on the wall.
I know. Well, we're gonna.
Well, I guess now that the cat's out of the bag, we ought to.
Yeah, we'll get a couple of them. And so throughout that day that I made that poster, I thought of a couple of other different fun things. And so you can buy. They're all minimalist posters. You can buy a My Wiener Your Mouth poster. There's one that's right. There's one that's it says it's not the three of us without you. Breakfast is better with friends, and some other things. And so there's a Zazzle store. In fact, if you just go to markwoodmensbreakfastclub.com or MMBClub.
Or My Wiener Your Mouth.
No, well, that's still going to take you here.
To the channel,
yeah.
Okay.
MMBclub.com will take you to the Zazzle store. That link will take you directly there. Also, a few weeks ago, when you guys were helping me to name my gnome, someone came up with a name, and I said, I really like this name. I want to do something with it, but I don't think that the gnome is the proper application. So the name was Cobb-thulhu. Now, those of you not in the know, Cobb-thulhu.
What's a Cobb-thulhu?
Cobb-thulhu is a mythical creature in H.P. Lovecraft's world. It's the destroyer of worlds. It's a big, bad monster. It's got tentacle face and wings, and it's
look like Captain Barbossa?
A little bit, yeah. And so I had T-shirts made up for the Nashville show.
Well, where'd you get the artwork?
Oh yeah, my brother-in-law Waffle, who I'm sure has
some
been
of
on
these
some
guys,
videos.
yeah,
Right.
they've heard.
I commissioned him. I commissioned him to design a Cobb-thulhu for me, and so he did. So this is his artwork. You can get it on a T-shirt or a button or a poster. I think I want it on the poster. I have a T-shirt which is in my car, which is broken down someplace else. So there's your button, and here's
my bird. Thank you.
Here's the Cobb-thulhu. Look at that! Isn't that nice?
Cool.
Cthulhu smoking his cob.
Very neat. That's great artwork.
I know. I was blown away. It was much better than what I was anticipating and what I would have been able to do. So you'll notice if you go and check out the things that my stuff is nothing like this. Not nearly as fancy.
Will you have that in white on a black background too?
Yeah, I think most of them are actually. It's white and black background for the poster, and I think that they're designed in such a way, and I'll have to double check this, where you can actually customize the poster background. I know that you can customize the poster size for any of the posters. So the file that I uploaded, it ended up in a goofy size for poster frames. So if you want to make it bigger or smaller to fit a particular poster frame, and you can shrink it down all the way to
that one through Zazzle?
8.5 by 11. Yeah. all through Zazzle, so they should be high quality.
I've had really good experience with Zazzle over the years. I've used
this was through Zazzle too.
And on the rare occasion where something wasn't right, because I had some mugs made. I had some mugs made for work, and I want to say I had a gross of them made. And they arrived, and the logo that was supposed to be prominently positioned was too small. Nice. And I contacted them with the intention of, maybe we'll give you 20% off your next order or give me a credit or something like that. And they said, look, that's clearly wrong. We'll redo your order.
Cool.
2 days later, they had next day shipped it, produced it that day, shipped it out to us. 2 days later, I had another gross of these mugs.
That's awesome.
So really, really pleased by that.
I was trying to get this on a mug because I thought it would be cool. The problem is I would have to pick a side. It looks too goofy trying to do one on either side of the mug, and on the front of the mug, it's awkward. So I haven't quite figured that out. If I figure that out, it'll be on the store. But and it's not a money-making store. These are just things I thought are cool. And in part, I wanted to make them and put them up there so that we could buy them, so that we can hopefully put them in the shop when we someday revamp our studio and bird-proof our studio
and aviary.
That's right. So check out MMBclub.com. That'll take you straight to the Zazzle site where you can pick any of these things up if you think they're cool. And maybe I'll do something with tampon.
I think you should do. Actually,
.org.
As silly as that is, I think almost like a wiki page ultimately could be where you could just describe, if you can learn some of the history of the various tampers and how they work and what they're supposed to do. Boy did buy one that was actually not even. It was a premium for supporting a movie.
Father the Flame is a documentary about
tobacco smoking,
pipe smoking, and the tradition of pipe smoking being passed down from father to son. And so I'm trying to see if I have it. Their tamper was just a pretty common one. It's in the shape of a pipe, but it had their logo etched into it. So one of the ones that I have been testing out and have enjoyed is this one, which is Brigham. And this is just a little tube that you can unscrew the bottom portion, have your tamper, and then in the top portion is a poker. So it's really nice. What I like about this, especially at the Nashville show or Nashville Hangout, is I could have this in my pocket and not have to worry about getting ash or coal inside my pocket. Unlike when I just have one of these thingies.
See, I like this one. I have nothing to take off on this to have it.
I know.
It's a multitasker.
I know, but if you look at the gunk on this,
it's beautiful. Just put it in your mouth for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Cleans right off.
Yeah. So is this what we were going to talk about today?
No, I mean, one of the things I was going to talk about is I've got a bunch of travel coming up. I leave in a couple days. The day after my parents arrive in North Carolina for a week, I leave for New York City.
New York City.
Be there for an event. I get back on Sunday. Get to spend a couple days with them, take a couple vacation days, and then they're off, and then I'm off again to Chicago.
OMG,
indeed. And then, let's see, I get back, and a day or two later, I go to San Antonio, Texas.
LOL. In this endless supply of jokes.
So it's a busy travel month, which is it's going to make it difficult for us to get these filmed. I shot a video today for the Aristocobb channel because I haven't had time to do a thoughtful job of doing videos on that channel. But at the same time, then it's been a month since I posted anything. Sure. And so I posted, what was I talking about? Oh, I know what it was. I had I don't know if you got to see this. I had somebody who sent me a message basically wanting advice on how they could tell non-cob smokers how great cobs are.
Cobs are great!
And these are briar smokers that were mocking him relentlessly on a forum. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized, why would anyone care what other people think of their particular choice in pipes
because
or tobaccos?
We're insecure.
I guess there's some of that going on, you know?
And because it makes us feel better and superior about ourselves.
I suppose so. I mean, but...
So the rationale, I hope your answer was a challenge to the guy to issue to these other briar smokers. Take your pipe in your hand by the end, smash it on the ground, and then see who's crying harder at the end. That superior. If you smash your briar pipe,
babies.
It's gonna be a big baby. Corn cobs are for men.
We're manly.
We don't care. We'll take this and throw it. We don't care.
No.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna grab another one because you can.
There's that.
This one makes me feel like Popeye.
There is that, and I've got some cobs that are so awesome. They are just great smoking pipes, and you know, there's this thing that says two things. One, people say that cobs require no break-in.
Who says that?
People. And people also say they don't ghost, meaning they don't take on the flavor of the tobacco.
Isn't that ghosting?
That's
and that way, like when you're making.
I gotta tell you, that was creepy.
Well, yeah, it's because you weren't properly imagining that we're sitting at the pottery table, is why. Anyone who watches Community would totally understand. Would totally get that.
Anyway.
If you don't watch Community and you like Arrested Development, you should watch Community.
So, I think a corncob pipe, absolutely. I detest the taste of the
briar
stem on the stem, the shank in the bottom of the bowl for the first half dozen and maybe more smokes. And it just takes some time before they kind of break in, and then they're wonderful. They're absolutely wonderful when they start to really get a nice interior on them where you're no longer smoking corncob, you're smoking only tobacco, which is really what you're after when you're smoking a briar pipe as well. You don't want to smoke briar.
Corncob.
You don't want to smoke briar, and so, you know.
Which happened on my lumberjack.
And the thing about ghosting, I
be mine. Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi everyone.
Think about ghosting.
I think if you smoke a disgusting tobacco in any pipe, you're going to funk it up. Yeah. And if you got a tobacco that's just so nasty that you're not even sure if you want to smoke the pipe again, that's some nasty tobacco, and I don't care.
That's not the pipe's fault.
It's not the pipe's fault. And so, I've had corncob pipes that some of the taste lingered. If I went from a very strong English blend to something very mild, I could taste some of that English blend, but within a bowl or two, that was gone. But there is some ghosting. There has to be, just because it's an organic material that's picking up some of the juices from smoking.
So what do you do at that point? You just bore out the hole, cut away the old.
You smoke it. You smoke it. And if you
put it in your
you've got a tobacco, that you think, I don't want to mess up my pipes with this really smells nasty, then put it in a really, really small cob that you can sacrifice. So if it ends up being nasty, pitch it out.
I'm not going to throw a second pipe. Maybe next episode.
Anyway, you went shooting.
No, let's finish. We've gone too long.
Yeah,
I did go shooting.
In other words, you want to take some time talking about shooting.
Heck yes.
needs this?
Anybody who saw my video from this last Saturday will know why I want to spend a little bit of time talking about it.
How's your wrist feeling?
It's all right, actually. It's okay. A lot better than I was anticipating. I can't do anything but this with it, but it's fine.
You know that Mark Making Change is going to want to talk about that.
About what?
Did you see his comments about that? He said, I have that same opinion about a lot of things. Why would someone want to own a gun that big? Why would someone want to have a house that big? Why would somebody want a car that big? I did
see that one.
So, yeah, we should talk about that one in detail.
Yeah. So, that'll be next week. For now, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, check out MMBClub.com if you want to check out the posters we've designed and get a Cobb-thulhu button. And don't if you don't want to.
Make it a great week, guys.
Bye.